So I know that typically I'm reviewing things for content creation, cameras, microphones, and things like that, but sometimes something comes across your desk that you just can't resist. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Joe Finley, and today we're having a look at the Nintendo Switch OLED, baby. Such a beautiful machine. I want to thank my friends over at CGM for getting this to me to review. You can visit them at cgmagonline.com and you'll be able to find my review for it on there as well. But for the next few minutes, let's talk Nintendo. Okay, so the Nintendo Switch OLED comes out as of October 8th. We got a sneak peek of it, so let's talk about what makes it different than the original Nintendo Switch. First off, screen size. The Nintendo Switch OLED has a 7-inch screen, while the original only has a 6.2-inch screen. Doesn't sound like a lot to the average person, but it actually makes a huge difference. The console itself is roughly the same size. I think it's off by just a little bit, but the OLED uses every square inch of that surface, whereas the original Switch has a lot of border around. Picture like today's iPhone versus like the iPhone 4 or something like that. And of course we get to the obvious, the OLED of it all. The OLED screen on the Nintendo Switch OLED, gorgeous, vibrant, great contrast ratio. The true blacks are epic, and it really puts the original Switch's LED screen like to shame when you see them side by side. Also a huge quality jump on the OLED, the sound. This thing sounds crisp and rich and just all the weird describing words that might be meaningless to you until you hear it for yourself. The difference is stark between the two of them. I can say that while testing it, I never once used my headphones or anything like that. I got a beautiful sound out of it the entire time. The sound is more directed at you than the original Switches is, and it's a gorgeous quality. So anybody who's playing tabletop mode with a friend or something like that, you're gonna have a really rich experience. Now looking into some differences built onto the actual machine, this nice stand comes out and is the width of the entire console this time. And on top of that, it's adjustable. So you can have it standing up nice and tall or laying down almost flat. So no matter where you're sitting, you can get the exact angle that you want. Another cool little idea they have here, this little bezeled guy here, this is where you're putting your micro SD card. It actually slides in here and then clicks in. So the odds of you accidentally popping that out while you're playing in handheld mode or something are near impossible, because A, it's in there, B, this would be closed. So that's a nice little design feature. Something else worth noting, the Switch OLED has actually doubled their internal storage. It's up to 64 gigs from the original's 32. That is a gigantic deal for people who don't want to spend the money to get a micro SD card to expand. You still can do that, obviously, since there's a spot to do it. But it's really nice to have that onboard storage right from the get-go for people who don't keep a lot of games on their system at one time. Or for anybody who just buys physical and really only needs the storage for game saves and stuff like that. Let's talk about the dock for a second. Here it is. It is a gorgeous little creature. More rounded edges than the original, which is just plain sleek. Just commenting, because we got the white version, obviously. So clean compared to the other one. Now, don't get me wrong. I enjoy my red and blue Joy-Cons and all that from the original version, and you can get the same in the OLED version as well. But I just really like this right now. Consoles are going for this really kind of clean, sleek look, and I think that this is a huge improvement. If we look on the back, we got something new and something missing here. So let's talk about something new first. Ethernet port built right in. So if you're a competitive gamer, you're playing Apex on the Switch, or you're playing, I don't know, Fortnite or Super Smash Brothers, what have you, you can go wired and reduce that latency in your internet, because frankly, you need every advantage you can get. But because that's in here, they had to trade something out. So a USB port is missing from here. It used to be AC adapter, USB, HDMI. Now it's AC adapter, HDMI, Ethernet. But don't fret. Whew. We've still got 2 USB ports on this side. And frankly, I only ever used one USB port in any given time with my Switch, so this is no big loss to me. Apparently Nintendo said that they're actually going to be selling that dock that you'll be able to use for the original Switch as well, meaning you'll have the option for wired connectivity without any kind of adapter with the original Switch, so that's also an option if that's really your only selling point for upgrading. Now, sadly, from all my research, no improvements made to the Joy-Cons, so drift still very much a possibility. Something to be very mindful of. Take care of these little guys, and if you're noticing a problem, get them in as fast as possible to cover that warranty, you know what I mean? But moreover, Nintendo, fix it. Why have we not sorted this out yet? I can buy a controller for $30 on Amazon and still not have a problem like that. These are expensive. Something else that I found to be a little bit of a disappointment, the Switch OLED, exactly the same as the original in terms of screen resolution, both sporting 720p in handheld mode, 1080p in TV mode, and it blows my mind. I understand a lot of people wanted a jump to 4K with this version, but people develop their games for 4K. You don't want to have to upconvert every game you already have, so that's fine. But the fact that the OLED in handheld mode isn't a 1080p screen kind of blows my mind at this point. My phone has higher resolution than that. There's no reason that Nintendo couldn't have made that jump for this version. And to be very frank, if you only play in TV mode and you never play in handheld mode, there's really nothing for you here except that Ethernet hookup. The screen quality changes are specific to the handheld. The audio quality changes are specific to the handheld. Once you plug it in, you are a slave to the TV you own and the speakers you have. So if you're a TV mode only kind of person, this is not for you. You can get yourself an Ethernet adapter for the original dock, or you can wait to replace it with the new dock. But other than that, you're getting the exact same quality out of both versions. So it's not worth the price tag if that's all you're gonna do. But who is this for? At $350 US, it's only $50 more than the original Switch. So in my opinion, it is for anybody who's buying a new Switch. If you are buying one for the first time, well, first off, what took you so long? Or if you're replacing one, or if you're just getting another one for the house anyways, to me, there would be no reason anymore to buy the original. In fact, I would go so far as to say they can just stop selling that one. The upgrades to the console, well worth the extra $50. Again, if you're playing it in handheld mode. But I mean, it's such a big feature of the Switch as it is. I can't imagine not playing it in handheld mode at least a little bit, especially if you've got kids. Of course, they're playing in handheld and tabletop mode and stuff like that. So they're going to be able to take advantage of the better experience. So the teeny jump in cost is more than worth it in my opinion. They probably could have done more upgrades too. They should have had something for a Bluetooth headset other than the dongle and that. I know that the original Switch just had that upgrade to allow Bluetooth, but apparently it doesn't work for the microphone. Nothing new here. So it's a bit disappointing knowing that that's something that people were asking for and that they didn't give it. But overall, I give high marks to this thing. Just know your use cases and spend wisely. And just a reminder, if you like this video, make sure to click like, subscribe down below, click that notification bell, find out when I got new videos coming out. And let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed it, because I don't usually review games or gaming gear on this page. So if you enjoy it, maybe that's something I can do a little bit more in the future. But we'll see you again soon, and until next time, let's get to playing.